Imagine a world where sleep wasn't just about rest, but a mysterious ritual intertwined with the cosmos and nature. Throughout history, sleep has been more than just a nightly routine. It's been a window into the soul, a connection to the divine, and even a social activity. Picture ancient Egyptians believing that dreams were messages from the gods, shaping their actions and decisions. Or consider the segmented sleep patterns of the medieval age, where people embraced a two-part sleep cycle, waking in the middle of the night for contemplation, or even a chat with neighbors. Fast forward to the Industrial Revolution, when artificial light began to reshape our nights, turning sleep patterns on their heads. Each era offers a unique glimpse into how cultures perceived sleep, from the communal sleeping arrangements of indigenous tribes to the solitary slumbers of the modern age. Explore how these evolving practices not only reflect societal changes, but also reveal profound insights into human nature itself. As the sun set and darkness enveloped the land, ancient nights came alive with a quiet magic and mystery. Our ancestors experienced sleep in ways vastly different from how we do today. For them, sleep wasn't confined to a single stretch of uninterrupted hours. Instead, it was often broken into segments, known as biphasic sleep. This meant people would sleep for a few hours, wake up during the night, and then return to sleep later. Imagine how these night awakenings were filled with activities that today might seem unusual. Folks might use this time to reflect on dreams, engage in quiet conversation, or even perform tasks like stoking the fire or checking on livestock. In some cultures, this period between sleeps was considered a time for soulful connection or meditation, aligning closely with natural rhythms. In ancient Rome, for example, people often had a first and second sleep. The period in between, called the watch, was seen as a time of heightened creativity and reflection. Historical texts reveal that this time might be used for philosophical contemplation or even to write poetry. It was a moment of peace and introspection, away from the day's chaos. Moving further, in medieval Europe, sleep was deeply entwined with community and family life. Entire families might sleep in the same room, sharing warmth and security. This closeness helped strengthen bonds and ensured safety. Homes were often lit by the gentle glow of a single candle or fire, adding to the serene atmosphere. In contrast, some indigenous cultures viewed sleep as a spiritual journey. The Aboriginal Australians, for instance, believed in a dream time, a sacred era in which ancestral spirits lived. Sleep was seen as a gateway to connect with these spirits, offering guidance and insight. Even the architecture of ancient homes reflected these practices. Many were designed to maximize natural light during the day and capture the cool night breezes, making sleep more comfortable. The materials used, like earth and stone, helped regulate temperature, creating a cozy sleeping environment. These traditions highlight how sleep was not just about physical rest, but a dynamic experience deeply woven into the fabric of daily life. It was influenced by the environment, cultural beliefs, and community needs. As we continue exploring the evolution of sleep, notice how these early practices shaped the foundations of our current understanding and the diverse ways sleep has been revered across history. In medieval Europe, the night was split into two distinct phases of sleep, known as first sleep and second sleep. Picture a typical evening in a medieval household. As the sun vanishes below the horizon, folks would retire for their first sleep shortly after dusk. This initial sleep lasted for about 4 hours. Then, they'd awaken for a period of time that could range from an hour to a few hours. During this wakeful period, people engaged in a variety of activities. Some would pray or meditate, believing these hours were particularly conducive to spiritual reflection. Others might use the time for household chores, visiting neighbors, or even spending time with family. This period wasn't seen as an interruption, but rather an integral part of the night. After this break, they'd return to bed for their second sleep, which lasted until morning. This segmented sleep pattern might seem strange today, but it was a natural response to the long, dark nights before artificial lighting. In fact, this two-sleep pattern was so ingrained in daily life that it was frequently mentioned in literature and court documents of the time. For instance, in the 16th century, a French doctor recommended dividing sleep into two parts for better health. So, why did this practice fade away? The shift began with the Industrial Revolution. As cities expanded and artificial lighting became more common, the night transformed. People stayed up later, and the notion of a single, consolidated sleep became more practical and desirable. Society's demands changed, and with them, so did our sleep habits. Yet, some researchers suggest that our bodies may still naturally lean towards this segmented pattern. Studies have shown that when people are deprived of artificial light, their sleep often reverts to this two-part structure. Understanding these historical sleep patterns can offer valuable insights, especially for those struggling with modern sleep issues. It reminds us that our current sleep norms are shaped by cultural and technological changes rather than biological necessity. So, while we might not return to the days of first and second sleep, exploring these past practices can help us navigate the complexities of sleeping in today's world. In different parts of the world, sleep is approached in unique and fascinating ways. Let's dive into some intriguing cultural sleep practices that offer a glimpse into how diverse our nighttime routines can be. In Spain, the siesta is a well-known tradition. This midday nap is not just about catching a few winks, but is rooted in the agricultural past, where workers would take a break during the hottest part of the day. Although modern life has altered this practice, the idea of pausing for rest remains a cherished concept, promoting relaxation and rejuvenation. Traveling to Japan, you'll find a practice known as inamuri, which translates to sleeping while present. Here, it's not uncommon to see people napping in public spaces like trains or parks. Inamuri is viewed as a way to show dedication, as if one is working so hard they're catching up on rest whenever they can. It reflects a fascinating blend of work ethic and practical rest. In contrast, consider the segmented sleep pattern of the Hadza people in Tanzania. This hunter-gatherer community sleeps in short bursts throughout the day and night. This pattern is thought to be a natural adaptation to their environment, allowing them to remain alert and responsive to changes around them, like weather shifts or predator activity. In Italy, family and community are central to sleep practices. The tradition of passeggiata involves an evening stroll where families and friends gather to walk and chat. This social activity helps people unwind before bed, promoting better sleep by reducing stress and enhancing community bonds. In the Middle East, communal sleeping is a tradition in some areas, where families share sleeping spaces. This practice fosters a sense of security and comfort, especially in regions where familial bonds are deeply valued. It's a reminder of how cultural values can shape even the most personal habits like sleep. Moving over to Latin America, you'll find the hammock being an integral part of sleep, especially in warm climates. Hammocks provide a cool, comfortable place to rest, and their gentle rocking motion can mimic the soothing sensation of being rocked to sleep as a child. This practice highlights how environmental factors influence sleep choices. These examples illustrate how cultural values, environmental conditions, and historical contexts shape our sleep practices. They remind us that while sleep is a universal need, the way we approach it is as diverse as the world itself. As we continue exploring the evolution of sleep, it's clear that our daily rhythms are deeply intertwined with our cultural heritage. As we explore the fascinating ways different cultures approach sleep, let's delve into a transformative period that reshaped how society as a whole sleeps, the Industrial Revolution. This era, spanning from the late 18th to the early 19th century, brought monumental changes not just to technology and industry, but also to daily life, including how people slept. Before this period, sleep was largely governed by natural rhythms. Sunrise and sunset dictated the day. However, the Industrial Revolution introduced a new pace of life. With the rise of factories and the shift from rural to urban living, people began working long hours on rigid schedules. This created a need for a more consolidated sleep pattern, moving away from the segmented sleep of the medieval period. Imagine a bustling city in the late 1800s. The streets are alive with the clatter of horse-drawn carriages and the hum of machinery. Factory work often demanded workers to be present at specific times, which meant sleep had to fit around these schedules. The idea of getting a full night's sleep in one continuous block became more practical and necessary. Electricity also played a crucial role. As cities became illuminated by electric light, the boundaries between day and night began to blur. People could now work or socialize after dark, extending the hours of activity well into the night. This shift meant that sleep was compressed into the hours left over, reinforcing the need for a single, uninterrupted sleep session. Let's consider the story of a typical factory worker. This person might have risen before dawn to catch a train or walk to work, spent long hours at the assembly line, and returned home late. The demands of this routine didn't just affect when they slept, but also how they perceived sleep. Sleep became a commodity, something to be optimized and efficient, much like the machines they operated. Interestingly, this period also saw the rise of sleep-related products and services. Mattresses became more accessible and affordable, as did the concept of designated bedrooms, reflecting a growing emphasis on the importance of quality sleep. Advertisements from the late 19th century often highlighted mattresses and bedding as essential investments for health and productivity, a mindset that still persists today. The Industrial Revolution's impact on sleep was profound, marking a shift from natural, segmented sleep patterns to a more structured, consolidated approach. This change set the stage for how modern societies view and value sleep, emphasizing efficiency and productivity. As we continue our journey through sleep history, we'll see how these ideas evolve further, influencing contemporary sleep practices in ways that might surprise us. The Industrial Revolution marked a shift in sleep, but it's technology that has truly transformed how we rest today. Imagine a time when nights were lit by candles and people rose with the sun. Fast forward to today, and screens light up our evenings, often delaying sleep. Think about how smartphones, tablets, and laptops have become bedtime companions for many. With endless scrolling and streaming, the blue light emitted by these devices tricks our brains into thinking it's daytime. This disrupts the natural production of melatonin, the hormone that tells us it's time to sleep. A simple example is when someone watches videos late into the night, only to find themselves tossing and turning later, unable to fall asleep easily. Beyond screens, consider the evolution of alarm clocks. In the past, folks relied on natural cues like the crowing of roosters or the rising sun. Today, digital alarms ensure punctuality, yet often cut into the sleep cycle's final stages, leaving people groggier than if they had woken naturally. Technology also offers solutions, though. Sleep tracking apps and wearable devices analyze sleep patterns, providing insights into how long and how well one sleeps. These tools encourage healthier habits, like setting consistent bedtimes and reducing screen time before bed. A person who discovers through a tracker that their deep sleep is lacking might start a relaxing bedtime routine, like reading a book, to improve it. Smart home technology plays a role too. Automated lighting systems can simulate sunset in your bedroom, providing gentle cues for the body to wind down. Similarly, noise-canceling devices or apps with soothing sounds help mask disturbances, creating an ideal sleep environment. As technology advances, the line between beneficial and detrimental becomes crucial. Balancing the convenience and connectivity of modern tech with the natural rhythms of sleep can help achieve better rest. It's a tightrope walk between utilizing technology to enhance sleep while ensuring it doesn't become a hindrance. This balance is key to leveraging today's advancements for healthier sleep patterns. Throughout history, sleep has evolved dramatically. As technology reshapes our nights, lessons from the past offer timeless wisdom for better rest today. Imagine the pre-industrial times when people followed natural rhythms, waking with the sunrise and sleeping soon after sunset. These people enjoyed segmented sleep, a common practice of sleeping in two phases, with a peaceful, wakeful period in the middle. This time was often used for reflection, prayer, or even creative pursuits. Embracing a natural rhythm, rather than forcing a rigid 8-hour block, can be surprisingly beneficial. Fast forward to ancient Rome, where sleep was a public affair. Romans often napped in communal spaces, valuing rest as a shared experience. In our busy world, reclaiming the power of a short nap can refresh and re-energize, much like the Romans did. Even a quick 20-minute rest can boost alertness and improve mood. Consider the Japanese practice of inamori, meaning to be asleep while present. It's socially accepted to nap in public, signifying dedication to work. While our lives may not mirror the Japanese, understanding the importance of brief restorative naps can help us integrate rest into our busy schedules. Now think about the ancient Egyptians, who valued sleep enough to create soothing rituals before bed. They used calming scents like frankincense and wore special garments to promote relaxation. Today, creating a calming bedtime routine with scents, dim lighting, or gentle music can signal the body to wind down, making sleep more restful. Finally, the Ayurvedic traditions from India emphasize the importance of aligning sleep with nature. Going to bed early and rising with the sun is believed to harmonize the body's internal clock. Even if modern life doesn't allow for this perfectly, aiming for a consistent sleep schedule can help regulate sleep patterns. These historical insights show that understanding and respecting natural sleep can improve rest. By integrating these timeless practices into modern life, people can find balance and achieve better sleep today. As we reflect on these lessons, how might you adapt these practices to enhance your own sleep? As we look to the future of sleep, it's clear that technology will keep playing a big role. From smart mattresses to apps that track our sleep cycles, every innovation aims to help us rest better and adapt to our modern lives. But as we've learned from the past, the key to better sleep often lies in balancing these advancements with natural rhythms and mindful practices. Prioritizing a consistent sleep schedule and creating a calming bedtime routine can harness both the wisdom of the past and the tools of today. Viewers can start small by setting a regular bedtime or limiting screen time before sleep. These simple steps can lead to big improvements in how refreshingly you wake up. If you found these insights helpful, consider subscribing for more explorations into how history shapes our daily lives. Share your thoughts or sleep tips in the comments below. Let's continue this journey together, exploring how we can make every night a restful one. And don't forget to share this video with anyone who might be curious about the history of sleep. Keep dreaming big, and here's to brighter tomorrows.